don't know if you recognize this black beauty right here with the O-ring heads on it, but this is the XR6 we rebuilt on top of my toolbox about a year ago. But this old girl's bolted up because she's found another home, and I just got her cranked up. She popped off one good time, so I'm happy with that. Then I did a compression check. I'm at between 107, give or take, between 107 and 110 on a brand new build that is nowhere near broken in. I literally just now put spark to it. It popped off each cylinder a few cycles and I killed it. Fixing to get it out in the driveway and put it on muff so we can get some water through it and I can run it through a true heat cycle. Anyway, that's where we're at. XR6 build part 3, the warm-up. Pretty freaking good for a motor that hadn't been run yet. Starting to rain on me. I don't have an enrichment valve on this thing, so I gotta get some help. started raining on me out there pretty good, so it's time to come on in. Runs like a champ. Smooth as silk. Let me think here. Okay, well, first let's talk about what we're missing. Okay, I've got the neutral safety switch jumped out on this motor. Yes, the CDM electronics are looking for this. I also don't have a linkage arm for the timing to butterfly throttle plate. I don't have that arm. Don't know where it went. Actually, I think I used it on another build maybe. Anyway, I got a couple of EFI arms. You know, they're different. The stroke's a little different. The bend is a little different, but I think I can get it to work anyway. The guy this motor's going to he's already ordered one, so that's not an issue really. I just don't want to let it go without all the pieces in place. Head temp sensors. These were actually bad. Broken sheathing on the wire, causing it to ground out unnaturally. So those were no good. Actually, one of them was a knock sensor. It actually went with the timing advanced retard module, that extra module here. It went with it, so it's useless. I'm not going to run it, but he will have to get some head temp sensors to put in here. They plug in just like any old head temp sensor would. What else? Got a little bit of water leaking from around the bottom of the heads. I do not like that. I hate O-ring heads. Brand new O-ring gaskets. I'm still doing it. In hindsight, I should have sprayed copper seal anyway and gaskets. I'm just going to pull the heads and give them a little spritz of copper seal and put them back on. They should be good to go. I may rub a little lithium grease on the gaskets just to juice them up a little bit, just a little bit, you know, just get a little sheen to them. They'll seal better. Those black rubber O-rings, they come out of the package with what looks like a little white powder on it. That's just from manufacturing. I don't like it. Doesn't promote a good sealing surface. I don't know why it's like that, but I can fix that. It's no big deal. It was almost expected. And it's got a bad voltage regulator. So, you know, I can tell that just by looking at it. I should, the motor, the owner didn't have any symptoms of a voltage regulator going out. He still had his tack working, and the motor wasn't doing anything funny. He was just down on power all the way around. Compression check proved what the problem was. Upon opening the motor and inspection, it was further proof. It was just an overheat. But anyway, bad regulator, so I've ordered some. I've got some on the way. I'm going to replace that bad reg. Of course, I ordered cheap ones, and I ordered a couple of them in case a bad one comes right out of the box. That can happen. He's aware of it. It's just, you know, just something that'll get him by until he orders one. He's going to order a CDI unit. Let's see, that's it. Oh, and I don't have an enrichment valve either on this motor. That enrichment valve went on the 200 I built for the previous owner of this. You know, we moved some of those. I think that's where the connecting arm went also. Now in hindsight, that is where it went. In building that 200, I was missing a few simple items, and those were couples. So we took from his blown motor, or just his bad motor, his old motor, moved those items to his new one, and sent him on his way. That's it. That's it. I was, oh, well, now let's recap. Let's talk about what's inside this motor. I don't know if you remember, it's been a year ago. We'll just call it that. It's been a year ago since I did the rebuild. Let's see, I replaced the Delrin cage bearings, the rod bearings, with high performance steel cage bearings. I did that. I replaced the stainless reeds with it's 4-pedal rubber coated cages. I replaced those steel reeds with two-stage composite, Mercury OEM two-stage composite. Let's see, what else? The entire rebuild kit, minus pistons, for the most part. That's it, yeah. So the needle bearings on the top end of the rod, the small end, all that's still original. When I got it taken apart, the pistons were good. They were fine. Nothing's warped. The bores weren't warped. The rings were worn. I mean, they were worn. The bores themselves were slicked off to mirror finish and purple from heat. And it just ate those rings alive. It wasn't going to be long. If he'd have kept on using it, it would have been catastrophic. Because the oil gear failed. It was the plastic gear on the crank, because it got chewed up by the brass pinion from the oil pump. And that's a common occurrence with these oiler systems on the older Mercuries. But anyway, that was the cause of the failure, and it got all new gaskets all the way around, new rod bolts. Let's see, bearings, rod bolts, gaskets, reeds, electronics were all good, minus the regulator. Like I said, I wasn't looking for bad electronics. I just, pulled them off, rebuilt the internals, and put it back together, put it on the shelf. It was actually under my workbench wrapped in plastic for the last year. Alright guys, that's it. The XR6 is leaving here, but it definitely will live on to fish another day. And that's all I got. Thanks for watching, everyone. I know a lot of you been waiting on this finale. Sorry it was anticlimactic, but it's just another motor, man. We've just built this one on a workbench and it runs. Alright then. Till next time, y'all keep on fishing.